Fine, then just transfer the money. What? You should transfer the money to her account. You know she's having a hard time. You gave her most of your salary, didn't you? I don't think it's necessary. You are such a cold person. My name is Kelly, 32 years old. I work at a tax accountant's office in Tokyo. My husband, Louis, is 2 years younger than me, and we met at the bar where he works. We met each other at our workplace, and then we became friends, and after a year of dating, we got married. My husband grew up from a very different place from mine. He grew up in an institution. He doesn't have a father since little. He lived with his mother and grandmother in his grandmother's house. Then his mother just disappeared, and a year later, his grandmother passed away, leaving him alone in the world. He has been living in an institution since he was 10 years old. He doesn't like talking too much about his child. I don't want to give him too much pressure, so I never asked. So when we got married, my parents asked me if I was okay that our background were so different. I told them that I liked him, and there was no problem, which is the truth. However, I was not 100% about that. My husband is a quiet but very caring and gentle person. I think we could support each other in our lifetime. Sadly, after 2 years of marriage, everything is starting to be out of track. It all started when my mother-in-law appeared in front of us. She just showed up from nowhere, but it was an emotional reunion. My mother-in-law and my husband were sobbing dramatically. However, when I saw the two of them crying together in front of the entrance of our apartment, my heart was not touched at all. Instead, I thought she was a rather selfish mother. I'm so sorry, it has been a long time. I was dealing with some financial problems, and I didn't want to drag you into it. I know. I've been looking for you for a long time. I didn't know how to tell you, especially since I lost my house. But I'm glad to finally meet you. Yeah, me too. I think my husband was genuinely happy to see his mother again. But after all, she dumped him at the most important timing. To me, she's just an irresponsible mother. If she was chasing by the debt collector, then how couldn't she worry about that when she left her house? They were turned on her child and mother. If something horrible like this did happen, Louis would not have forgotten. It doesn't make any sense to me. What comes off of my mind is the scenario that my mother-in-law chased some guy and abandoned the child. She dyed her hair blonde and wears a miniskirt not for her age, deep neck top. Her voice sounds like she drinks tons of alcohol every day. No, I should never judge a person by the appearance, I told myself. Louis is so happy to see her. I should be happy for them. If they are happy to see each other again, that's all. Again, I told myself strongly. It was nice to see you today, and I hope we get to see each other again. I'm sure we will. Thank you, but I don't know if I can come here again. Why not? I don't have a place to live right now. Oh, I see. Louis looked at me. Oh no, I just told myself not to do this, but isn't it improper to do this? You can't just come out of the blue and tell your son you don't have a place to live. If you really care about your children, you wouldn't do something that would be the burden on their lives. I don't think common sense would apply to a mother who suddenly disappeared from home. The look in Louis' eyes is a let her stay at home please look. Christ, I don't like it. but there is no proof that she did this on purpose. Maybe I'm thinking it too much. I should help here. I made eye contact with Louis as agreement. Mom, come live with us. Really? Thank you. My, that's a very quick thank you. Do you know how to pretend? That's getting more and more suspicious. Thank you so much. From today, we're going to live together. It seems she came and lived with us without feeling a little bit sorry. Since she came, Louis looks painful, but tried taking care of his mother very patiently. Well, never thought she would be any harmful. I looked her with a warm heart. I thought Louis must want to do something that he couldn't do in his childhood. However, within 2 weeks of his Mother's Day, the real her showed up. It happened to be when Louis went shopping at a store and I was on a late shift. This was the first time we were alone. So, you are a tax account. What is the mother? She was in completely different tone of voice. Yes, I am. You must have a lot of money saved up. Oh, I hate this conversation. You talk very differently when Louis isn't here. He loves me, you knew that. He won't believe a word you say about me. By the way, you're earning money, right? Lend me some money. I don't want to. Come on, you should. Someone who earns money like you lends money to people in need like me. It's economy. I've never heard such a theory. Oh, this is why kids today are no good. You don't know anything about the world. Hurry up and give me the money. I'm not going to do that. After that, whenever we were alone together, it was all this kind of conversation. As Louis' mothers had planned, I could not tell Louis about this. I just couldn't say anything to Louis, who was like mother this, mother that in front of me. Moreover, it was obvious that we would end up fighting if I told him. The first part is important, so I tried to be patient, but my patience was limited to 1 month. Just as I was about to ask her to leave, to my surprise, she told me she was leaving the house. This is a blessing I could not have wished for. Mom, are you really leaving? Yeah, I can't keep bothering you and Kelly forever. We're not that kind of people, and you can stay with us forever. Us? Stop with the pearls. I'm happy for it. Thanks. I found a new apartment. They said I don't even need a guarantor there. I won't have to bother you guys. That's right. Come, I'll show you now. It's only a 5 minutes walk from here, so let's go for a walk. Louis anxiously followed his mother. From then on, I started to lose my trust on Louis. Ever since his mother showed up, I have been neglected. My love matter for Louis, who puts his mother's wishes before everything else, was beginning to decrease. We followed her to the apartment and were surprised to see it. It was an incredibly shabby apartment. I believe it was a famous haunted house in this area. Louis saw this and looked at his mother with tears in his eyes. Mom, let's go back to our home. It's okay. I'll live here. Just come visit me if you can. And his mother left our house the next day. But this was a trick of his mother. Louis fell into the trap made by his mother. Hey, Kelly, can you help my mother somewhat? Why should I? You saw that apartment. Don't you feel sorry for her? Yes, That was his mother's trap. She is trying to get money from us. I will never give it to her. Louis is completely not aware of this shabby trick. I won't give any money to your mother. Why not? Because she has rented an apartment, which means she has money. She is working somewhere. She does go out. She doesn't work. She's volunteering at the nursing house during the day. Volunteering. What a lie. I'm not going to believe that woman is a volunteer. I can't even think about that. What's your point? No, nothing. Anyway, I don't pay for it. Louis looked at me coldly. Kelly, you're fine as long as it's good enough for you, aren't you? What do you mean by that? Kelly, you make a lot of money than I do, and you think that I should listen to you. What are you talking about? When did I say that? It's in your attitude. Mom said it too. She said Kelly is a little scary. I bet she left because of you. I'm gonna cry. What did he see in me so far? You know nothing, and now you start to blame all the things on me? You don't even know your mother. You don't know what I've been going through ever since your mother showed up. Have you ever really think about it? Don't you dare blame me like that. After the big fight that day, our relationship collapsed. We didn't speak to each other for days, but a few days later, I received a phone call from Louis. I picked up the phone to see what was going on. You are at work, right? Yeah. I'm really sorry, but I need you to go visit my mother. Why? Mom hurt her leg. She's having a hard time now. She'd be happy if you were there for her. And I can't leave the store today because I have a vendor coming in. So it means a lot if you can be there, Kelly. Alright, I'll show up after work. Thanks. Long sighed after I hang up the phone. Even though things are getting rough with us, Louis called me when it was something about his mother. I feel more and more empty. I take the divorce papers out of the drawer and stare at them. I guess I'll just have to put an end to it. And after work, I headed for the haunted house. You are late. My mother-in-law's leg was bandaged. How are you feeling now? Not well. That's why you're here. Hurry up and make me some tea. She only gave the order and sat down on the sofa, limping. I reluctantly prepared a cup of tea from the cupboard. Why is there a passbook here? The passbook was at the far end of the cupboard. I glanced at my mother-in-law. She is enjoying watching TV. I quietly picked up the passbook and checked its contents. Oh no, I couldn't help but come up with a sound. Shut up! Can't hear the TV. How long did it take for making a cup of matcha? Safe. She didn't notice. She keeps complaining while watching the TV. Looking closely, I see that she has a nice collection of teacups and dishes. I realized everything. Please, have your tea, and then I'm going home. What are you talking about? Where's dinner? Why don't you call it for yourself? Then you're paying for it. I don't think I should. You have so much money, Mother. My mother-in-law, who saw the passbook in my hand, stood up quickly. You! It's mine! Don't you dare not give it back to me! There was no way that she, who was only about 5'5", could reach the hand that I, who was 5'10", has raised. As I headed straight for the front door, she came at me with great force. Oh, I thought you broke your leg. You were limping just now. Just give it back to me. I left her house. When I returned home, Louis greeted me. Thank you for doing this for me. My mom must have been in a lot of pain. No, she was perfectly fine. No, she could not be. She must have been feeling down. So you gave her the money? From the looks of it, he hadn't heard from his mother. What money? You didn't give me any money. No, don't you feel sad when seeing my mother's pain? She's in desperate need of money, so I thought you would give her some. So, you think I should be the one to give her the money? Louis sighed loudly. Fine. Then just transfer the money. What? You should transfer the money to her account. You know she's having a hard time. You gave her most of your salary, didn't you? I don't think that's necessary. You are such a cold person. I thought you'd understand when you saw mothers in pain. I've wasted so much time thinking about it. What is it that you've been thinking about? Is that your mother's been trying to pretend to be weak? Because you are not nice at all. This is the only way. I don't know what else to say. I threw the passbook at my husband. Look at this. Do you still think she's poor? Come on, wake up. What do you mean? Why does she have $70 million? I don't know. That woman has money, and yet she's still trying to squeeze money from us. I mean, come on, man, face the truth. At the first place, she left you alone on this age, and then all of a sudden just showed up, asking if she could live together, and then keeps asking for money not only from you, but from me too. She's been asking me for money when you're not here. What makes you think that this is the person you should be protecting? That woman is nothing more than a hustler. If you still want to protect your mother, I won't say anything. But I want a divorce. I'm sick of it. You don't believe me even now. On the contrary, you try to set me up. You and your mother are just alike. Living in a shitty house, trying to take some money from me. You are just like your mother. I probably forgot something I wanted to say, but that's okay. I'm sure I don't understand how my husband believed in his mother that much. He has been waiting for her for a long time. I couldn't tell him that he's unloved and exploited. After that, my husband and I divorced. I didn't get alimony. This is the last mercy. I could not take the money from him after his beloved mother cheated him out of money, and of course no share of the common property. We agreed that our savings should remain to our own separately. A month later, Louis was waiting for me in front of my office. I told him just say what he wants by standing there. He told me something unbelievable. My mother-in-law got arrested for theft and fraud. She had been cheating elderly people at a nursing house, where she volunteered by asking them for the PIN numbers and passbooks. The elderly people's families faltered and reported her to the police. She's in jail now. And then I heard that she got arrested again after other crimes came one to another. Fortunately, the money she tried to get from Louis was safe. The money was returned to the victims. Louis told me this, apologized, and disappeared from my presence. It was so sad to see his back. Thus ended my short marriage, but I'm glad it ended. The dark side of Louis was too much for me. I hope to find someone I can truly be with someday. I think I'm done with marriage. I'm more comfortable chasing numbers. I'm going to work harder and harder, and I might open my own office someday. This is my new goal for the time being. The mother-in-law is so obsessed with money, and the way Louis dealt with it was sad. Parents are a big part of child's character development, aren't they? Louis is truly a victim of his mother, Hope Kelly and Louis would have a bright future. Thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe to our channel if you like. See you in the next